And welcome to Swimming World TV. It's Monday, August 3rd, 2009. This is the Morning Swim Show news segment. I'm your host, Peter Busch, and the World Championships are over. 43 world records were set in Rome, but there's definitely still some buzz revolving around the sport, especially regarding the high-tech swimsuits and how they will soon be no longer. Last Tuesday, the FINA Congress approved new legislation that will ban all the high-tech suits used in Rome, effective January 1st, 2010. Suits will no longer be made with that polyurethane fabric that became all the rage starting in February of last year. From now on, only textile material will be used. FINA is working on a clear definition of exactly what that means. We do know that men's suits will only be able to go from the waist to the knees, women's suits from the shoulders to the knees. Also, no suit will have any zippers or fasteners. Swimmers will probably like that. And all swimsuit manufacturers will have to submit their suits for approval by this September to be on that list that will be published once the tests are complete. And if you're a collegiate swimmer, you're going to have to get into a textile suit even quicker. The NCAA is set to approve FINA's regulations on swimsuits and have the rules go into effect at the start of the collegiate season, which starts next month. The NCAA also voted not to erase the NCAA records that were set at the men's and women's championships last March in the high-tech suits. In other news, Jessica Hardy is racing again after serving a very public year-long suspension for testing positive at the Olympic trials in 2008. Hardy showed up at the Junior Olympics meet in Mission Viejo Sunday to swim the 100 free, and she won the race in a 56.67. Hardy will be making her official return to competition at the U.S. Open, which begins tomorrow in Federal Way, Washington, just outside of Seattle. You can read about Jessica's story in her own words in this month's issue of Swimming World magazine. And speaking of the U.S. Open, many of the American swimmers who just missed out on a spot in the World Championships will be there. Elaine Breeden, Jack Brown, Nick Brunelli, Jimmy Fegan, Margaret Holzer, Nick Thoman, and Marcus Titus, just a couple of the names, who will be looking to swim faster than they did at Indianapolis. And Casey Carlson's on the psych sheet as well. Carlson won the bronze medal at the World Championships in the 100 breast and briefly held the American record in the 50 breast. Not sure if Carlson was entered in the meet before she made the world team or not, so it'll be interesting to see if she shows up for the 100 on Friday. Also swimming at the meet, Kate Ziegler, who skipped the world trials this summer after contracting the swine flu, and Chad LaTourette. He won the mile at the World University Games in a time that would have made the finals in Rome, but because he competed at the World University Games, LaTourette was unable to swim at the world trials. And we'll have recaps of all the sessions at swimmingworld.com all week long. Finally today, some disturbing news out of Italy. We just learned that Markus Rogan, who was a backstroke star on the international scene for many years, was beaten by 4 bodyguards outside a club in Austria Sunday night. Rogan told the Austrian news website Kron.at that he was not drunk, though the club's management claims Rogan was drunk, had to be restrained after behaving rowdily. Well, Rogan suffered bruises on his face and a broken foot. He's being treated at an Italian hospital. Rogan won silver medals in both backstrokes at the 2004 Olympics and was 4th in Beijing in the 200. He competed in the World Championships for Austria last week, got 11th in the 100, 27th in the 200 back. Rogan had previously said that he would retire after the World Championships. Hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery. And that's our news for today. If you're having World Championship withdrawals, you can go to our Morning Swim Show archive, relive 8 days of our analysis of each final session with Garrett McCaffrey from swimpulse.net. And Swimming World magazine senior writer John Lone's also going to join me this week to give his thoughts on the World Championships and what to expect when the new swimsuit regulations begin next year. We're also working hard to book some of the star swimmers from Rome on the show soon. So now that those swimmers are getting back home and more available for interviews, you can see them right here on the Morning Swim Show coming very soon. That's it for today. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, I'm Peter Busch reminding everyone who's gearing up for the U.S. Open, keep your head down at the finish.